Hello, everyone. My name is Lori Lee Rourke, and this is the It's Not About Food podcast. And today we're doing a video, as you can see, and we're going to talk about the body love card Divinity and the idea of divinity. So the front of the card is the goddesses standing on a mountain, and there's a beautiful sunrise in the back, and her deer is right here with it. And she's sort of even like lifted up off the ground, sort of like she's floating as a divine spirit, sort of. But so the back of it says, all that comes through us is divine because we are divine. A long time ago, our bodies were considered to be the image of the divine. Yet at some point, we started seeing our bodies as objects to be sculpted into someone else's idea of perfection. Every ounce of us is divine. When we start to accept this, just as we accept our bodies as they are and our feelings as they are, then we can stop fighting with ourselves and allow ourselves to freely express our own divinity. So for me, this was such a wonderful idea because I loathed my body and didn't like myself very much either. And body, mind, and spirit, I sort of didn't like the whole package of me. And I was taught that, especially as a woman in the culture that we live in, that my sex was responsible for all the ills of the world. So because of Eve and a weird story about a snake and some apple or something weird thing that I was never a part of, but for some reason I was blamed and not able to be an altar girl when I asked to be one when I was younger in a Catholic school. So I got the idea, and it doesn't take a brain scientist to see that in this culture, a lot of people are not as good as other people. But when I realized at some point in my recovery that I'm a spiritual being and that all of me is divine, and we're all divine in the world, then things started to shift because, how can I hate that part of me that is divine? How can I hate something that is divine? I can see it in a sunrise. I can see it in my cat. I can see it in my granddaughter's face. I can see divinity all around me. And so I was able to step into the world and be a part of the world, which I thought was like the big world like this, and then me way out here in the Bagua or something. I don't know where I belonged at all. So what's great about remembering that you are divine, we're all part of divine, we're all part of each other, and everything is divine. It's sort of a whole other concept than what I was raised with. So I'm going to do a little visualization in this video this time. And so get comfortable. Don't do this while you're driving. Stop the car, get comfortable, and close your eyes and take a few deep and relaxing breaths, letting go of any tightness or tension in your body. When you feel relaxed, get in touch with your divine nature. You may get an image of the divine self, or you may just feel a part of your body that feels divine. Maybe your heart, your sweetheart, maybe your gut, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Or you may get a sense of a word or a sense of light or a smell that expresses your divine essence. It doesn't really matter how it comes. Let the image or the feeling get fuller, brighter, bigger, stronger, louder, until all of you is very present and very tangible for you. All of this divinity is here with you, in you, without you, all over. Ask yourself in this image, how do I want to express this divinity? And sit and listen. It may take a long time for the answer to come, so this might be a good time to do a little meditation of breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and just let the answer come. And it may not even come the first time you do this exercise. And you might have to do it several times before you get the image. But it's okay. You know, we've been separated from ourselves, a lot of us, for a long time. So you can just show up and wait for the divine to come. The divine to come from within and without. So keep asking and keep listening. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And sooner or later, you may get an image or a feeling or a saying. But whenever you get a sense of it, try to imagine yourself doing it. So, I don't know. So the image could be of a butterfly. That's pretty divine, isn't it? Or a beautiful flower. And just imagine yourself being that butterfly or flower. Or say like you get an image of yourself dancing or painting or sculpting or doing the work that you love. Imagine yourself, if it is dancing, dancing divinely. If it's expressed through writing or being in relationships with people, flying kites, making love, repairing bicycles, speaking, gardening, or whatever it is, imagine yourself doing it divinely. You are divine. We are divine. We are all divine. So the next step is to set aside some time for this practice and start to express your divinity in that time. Do it on a daily basis if you can. Strive for a daily basis. Even if it's only imagine yourself doing it. Even if it's only in your imagination that you dance divinely. Let yourself have that imagination. If we can imagine it, we can do it. You may be able to take 5 minutes every morning to dance divinely in your kitchen or in the garden, in your yard. Or even imagine in your mind that you're able to go to the beach and fly a kite. Remember, all that comes through us is divine. So whatever you imagine doing, do it divinely. So I have a few little tips. Today I will practice sitting quietly and try to experience my divine self. I will ask myself, what if just being me as I am is divine? What if just coming to the planet and waking up today or going to sleep tonight or breathing, walking, talking, what if that's divine? What if that's divine? What does divine feel like in my body? And how do I want to express my divinity? These are really great questions, especially as a recovery topic, whatever your recovery is, whether it is just you're recovering from an eating disorder, or you're recovering from an addiction, or you're recovering from a bad relationship, or you're just recovering from being on the earth at this time right now. It's a wonderful question to ask yourself. How do I express my divinity? So thank you so much for listening. Please go on my podcast and become a member of Patreon. I would love to see you on there. And we will see you next month. Thanks a lot. Bye.